bringing all the local communities together and everything that can happen. But anyway, we wish you good luck and whatever support we can provide, we should provide in that communities. Okay. Now, maybe everybody can take a seat there, so we can start now. So you are not late. We just started it now. All right. I want to make sure that it is kind of a informal. Whatever questions you have, I'll be able to at least shed some light. And if I don't know it, I'll just tell you. This is it. I mean, this is not my expertise.
Because of the traffic noise, if you can speak up, that would be good for the camera.
Okay.
Because of traffic.
No,
Yeah.
I understand. Okay. So, what we want to do is we want to talk mainly about the dairy products, the milk, the treatment the cows receive. Okay. And whatever I'll be talking, it is not that I read someplace. It is all my experience. Okay. So just keep that thing in mind. It is not like something I read and I started believing it. Okay. My nature is always like that. If something I read about it, okay, and something that says this is not the way culturally I brought up, okay, let me go and verify it. Okay. And it is not that difficult if you are persistent, okay, to find it. Sometimes we don't have the time, we don't have the energy to spend that kind of the things. But when there is a will, there is always a way. And I found it. Okay. In my case, what happened in 1992, Gina Shah, I think she's visiting a couple of weeks from now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, she is.
Yeah, and she, in 1992, I'm talking when I was teaching, and I do teach Jainism also. I'm not teaching the veganism. It's some special request came and I thought, since I'm a vegan and I got reasonably knowledge about it, so I would like to share, because generally the vegan word is not a honorable word in Jain community, right? They generally think about it, okay? These are the kind of some animals come from other planets, right? And want to convert everything and there is no truth into it. And my nature is, I don't like to impose on anybody. If they are interested, if they talk about it, I'll talk about it. Otherwise, I'm not just going to go and hammer somebody, this is what you're doing is wrong or anything like that. That's my style, okay? It may be right, it may not be right, but that's the way I am. Because my main function is, to teach Jainism to American-born children. Okay, that's it. I'm not interested anything beyond that. And when I use the Jainism, of course, veganism becomes a part of it. Okay, not the total, but it's like a small portion of it. Okay, and the main mission. Give you my introduction. Okay, my introduction wise, professionally I'm an electrical engineer. I leave America. I came to America like 1967. So just about 47 years ago, came to America, right? And I worked for IBM 34 years. Okay, one company. Okay, and after 34 years, in 2002, I retired. I joined 68. I finished my master's in 67 to 68 and started working. So, and I studied Jainism in America. In India, I did not study Jainism in India. I knew all the sutras. Okay, and I can do pratikamans and all, chaitavandans and maybe pujas, but that's all about to the extent I had that knowledge. The real knowledge occurred when my two daughters born and when I was raising them and they're asking all the questions and nothing I could answer them. That's the way we were doing, that's the way we were doing. And
So what made you go vegan? What made you go vegan?
Yeah, I'll come to that. That's how it happens. Okay. Just what I'm trying to bring it out, and those are the questions when we're teaching to the youth, and that's how I started teaching, to the youth. And teachers learn more than the students generally because we got to prepare before and that way. So when I was teaching in 1992, the Gina first time introduced me to vegan. What she said during the break time, evening, right, we were all eating pizza, and she would not eat anything. And I said, Gina, what's the matter? Because her parents are a good friend of mine, so I knew the government, in their sense. And she said, Uncle, why don't you finish all your food and I'll talk to you about that. So anyway, I was curious, and she told me at that age, in 1992, okay, she's born like in 1970, okay, in January, so she was like probably like 21, 22 years age that time, and explained me everything. I did not believe any word what she said at that time, okay, but something strict me, in a sense. I just thought, she is crazy, milk cannot be like that, the cows cannot be done like that, okay, and did not pay much attention to it, okay. 2 years later, my daughter declared she is vegan, right? Now, okay, so in 1994, now it really got me nervous. I said, no, am I really doing everything it is right? Or, no, I'm pretending myself, okay, or I'm cheating myself. Okay. And 6 months down the road, I had the opportunity to visit the dairy farm. And the reason, generally you don't find, they will not let you come in and see that one. Okay. But since I work at IBM and I was, at the Burlington, Vermont. Now, Vermont is a state, and sometimes not many people know the state exists like that. And it's kind of a more farmings and dairies, and Wisconsin, it's like half of the dairies is similar to that. And we were going on a countryside, we were driving countryside, and I saw these dairies, and it struck me, my daughter and Gina, what they were bugging me, and I said, this is a good opportunity, I'd like to come. And I went and see that one. Once I saw that, and I'll share with you what I saw, okay? But once I saw that one, since that day onwards, the milk is up. Okay, it's not like I cut down, some time, and then I cut down, and then I cut down.
In one go.
Just one go. It's like, that's that. And before that, since I work at IBM, I was traveling a lot. I traveled around the world once every year. Okay, and I had a habit of every airport I look at for the ice cream shop. Like, and I have to have the scoop of the ice cream because that's like kind of the sweet tooth I have it, all the sweets and everything's what to eat. And I was 55 that this thing happened. My parameters were so bad, cholesterol like 210 type things, triglyceride like 450. I'm just giving you, these are all my things, and the HDL were like 30, 32 in that range. So you can see every parameters what I had was in a kind of a very opposite direction. And after I becoming vegan, and not only vegan, but the other things happen which I'm going to share with you. So vegan is a misleading word if you are not careful. Okay. When I had this problem, I went to the doctor because in the morning I had my knee would hurt so much that I don't like to get out of the bed. Okay. Once you take shower and just warm up your body and have a cup of tea and that one, and the blood circulates a lot more faster, and you feel like to go. So I went to the doctor. Doctor did the X-ray on my knee and said, well, you got to do little surgery. He said, okay, what is little surgery? It's, okay, the way the doctor always puts, American doctor, they want to get the maximum money without telling you what really they are doing. And he said, well, we are just open your knees, we will clean the arthritis and we'll put the knee back. Okay, same knee, not a knee replacement. So he said, look, I'm booked for 3 months, but after 3 months I'll take you, the way they style is, how they are. So I asked simple question. I said, is this things permanent once you fix, my pain is gone for rest of the life? or it is temporary. So the guy said, well, I cannot say it is permanent, no. The things may come back after 3 years, maybe 5 years, no. Maybe after 3, so I said, maybe after 3 months also. So in the way I was trying to talk about it. And doctor says, only thing I can tell you, I can clean it, the arthritis will come back. There's no doubt about it. How long after that, I don't know. Okay. Then I asked the second question, what causes it? What caused these things? And the doctor says, well, I don't know, but it could be hereditary. And whenever the doctor says hereditary, I have one thing in my mind, he doesn't know. Okay? Once we say, well, it is my karma. Now, okay, that means, okay, I don't know what is happens, but it's like knowing language. So he says, well, God knows, or my karma, I'm suffering it. Okay? You are not really, knowing anything. You are pretending yourself that you are knowing it, but it's totally unknown. So I was totally not satisfied with the doctor, these answers he gave. And I said, well, I got to do it my own. Okay. So I went to libraries, spent 2 days, 2 full days, no, it's just library day in, day out, and tried to read about arthritis, okay? So whatever things I can find, the book. And I found a nice little book, Arthritis and Food, okay? And it said, if you follow these, okay, you will have, very low probability of having the arthritis. So I said, fine. So it was a simple things to do, but like kind of we are so habituated. And in summary, I'll tell you, they asked me to do 3 things, okay? No caffeine, no soft drinks, okay? No citrus juice, so anything, no citrus juices, and no deep fried stuff. Anything that's a deep fried, okay? These are the 4 things you do, and your health will. So I did it. I said, what's wrong? In IBM, every morning you go, in the morning you have a cup of tea in the house, then you go to work. The first thing you go to the coffee machine and get the 1 cup of coffee, right? After somebody else comes to your office, after 1 hour, let's have a cup of coffee before even conversation begins, okay? So like a couple of coffees in the morning and a couple of cokes in the afternoon, from the machine. Now, that's what's kind of a routine thing, okay? And you don't realize how much damage I was doing to my own health and own body, okay? And at home is always sweet, like ice cream at nights and that kind of the things. We used to do it. Right? Now, everything I stopped, okay? Within 3 weeks or within a month, and when I do it, I have a discipline. It's 1 or 0, okay? If I say I'm not going to take it, it's not cut down. There is no such thing as a cut down in this dictionary, okay? I said, if I want to really test it, just get rid of it, okay? And like in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, my 50-60% pain is gone. And in 3 months, not a long period, I'm totally cured, basically with the pain. All right? So after a couple of months, I went to doctor and said, doctor, first thing he asked me, I said, I don't have any more pain, but I want you to check it out. He said, who did your surgery? Right? And I said, what are you talking about? I never had any surgery, nothing. What I did is change my diet. All right? And I said, why don't you take X-ray and see everything's clean or not? He said, if you don't have pain, I don't need to take any X. No, he says, you don't have arthritis right now, your knee is clean. That's what he told me. And it's about 17 years has passed by, I never got the pain still. Right? And when I explained to him that by changing the diet, this thing happened, he says, I never studied nutrition in the medical school. I said, what kind of a doctor is there? He says, I'm expert in surgery. Okay, but I have no knowledge about the nutrition and all other stuff. So now you can imagine, okay, the people who have our health in the hands, it's like no Ayurvedics or no very slow things, and you change your diets and nothing. That is the kind of the things what you see. So when I use the vegan word, make sure it is a healthy vegan. I'm not saying that because enough junk food is available, okay, without dairy product, that you are not going to get any benefit then, because the other stuff is going to override it. And he said, well, all these claims are wrong because I'm a vegan and still I have a high cholesterol, and naturally, because there is enough junk food what you are eating. So what I'm trying to explain you, that it is not only vegan, but you must make sure that you get rid of all junk food. Okay? And the milk is a junk food. That but I can tell you why. And no, it has some nutrition. So I'm not denying that. Okay? So don't misunderstand that. No, you got the calciums and the proteins and all of the stuffs in that milk. But you don't have to get calcium from milk. You can get from other places. Okay? Because the important thing is the calcium. The important thing is not the milk. You can take any green vegetables. Okay? You got a plenty of calcium. Okay? When you diet, your balanced diet, okay, make sure you got a green leafy. Okay? And plus vegetable calcium, your body can absorb high. Milk calcium, you're not able to that much absorb it also. Even though high content is there, does not mean it is useful. Because unless and until you can absorb it, okay, after digestion, that's what important is. And plus protein in animal product is acidic. Okay? And it will leach the calcium out of your own bone. So generally you will find out the arthritis and all of the problems occurs more the people who are consuming large amount of quantity of the milk. I'm not saying it, not everybody, but those who are say, hey, I have a deficiency in calcium, let me drink more glasses. You are really defeating the purpose. Okay? Because now you are doing it more, you got the more protein, which is the things, and it's going to balance it out. All right, you leach the calcium out. Okay, and that said, the countries who consumes more dairy product, they got the highest percentage of the arthritis. Osteoporosis. Okay, that's a real fact. Okay, I'm not telling you something from heard somewhere. Okay, so I'm kind of watching my body all the time. Today I'm 73 and I just told you I don't take even aspirin. Okay, even though my niece is a doctor and says, Uncle, you're crazy, you're not even taking aspirin. Everybody takes aspirin. I said, does not mean I have to take it. Okay, if everybody, unless you show my blood report and you tell me, here is the data, looks like now you should take aspirin. Okay, no, there is nothing in the blood report. Okay, all the parameters are not doing it. Every year, no regular checking. Okay, and he said, no, she said, I don't see any problem. So I said, I don't like to put any chemicals unless, and I'm not against it. Okay? If there is a need, I'll definitely take it. Okay? If some parameters indicate that I should do these things or I should do that one. But I will explore all other possibilities first, okay, before I started using the chemicals in that sense. And surgery, sometimes you have to do it, you cannot wait, you do it. Okay? But don't try to be, that negative about everything. At the same time, you use your own wisdom. Okay? Unless and until you use your own wisdom, it's very, very difficult to find it. Now, let me come back to the milk area. I just wanted to give you little backgrounds that it has a significant health benefit. I wrote the article in 1997, my visit to a dairy farms, and then I visited significant number of dairies, okay, organic and inorganic. Okay. And whenever I got the opportunities, I did it. And because I live in North Carolina, which is the farm country, basically, in the IBM, I was a management for a long period, so I got a lot of people working for me. Okay, when working for me, there are many technicians, they are farmers' boys, basically. If I tell them I want you to go and see the slaughterhouse, I don't have a problem because, I can find it. Okay, somebody will say, okay, let me take you to slaughterhouses because these are pig or hog country. Like 40% of the pigs are raised in North Carolina. And when you say raised, it doesn't mean slaughterhouse. Okay, it's a different type of the words they use. Okay, we raise hogs. Okay. For what? To slaughter. Okay. You see what I'm trying to bring it out? So, I can see that one, slaughterhouse, what is happening there, what are they doing for byproducts? Because the environmental degradation, slaughterhouse is the kind of a very environmental degradation. So, all of the waste of the slaughterhouses, what are they doing? And if you notice it, they are creating a product out of that waste. They call it protein. And that's what they are feeding to cows. Okay, so you really look into it, and it's not 100% they feed. What they do, they got 80% grains and 20% this thing mixed in it. Okay, so if you really notice it, the cows are not even vegetarian, even though they are born as a vegetarian one. But we human exploiting it, and we are mixing the feed with 20% the slaughterhouse waste, the processed food, like a blood on the slaughterhouse blood, right? They process it, make the product, the bones, okay, they process that one, then something grind it and everything mixing like kind of, the nice word they use is a protein, okay, it's nothing but, this kind of stuff mixed in it with the grains, and that's what they feed into it. So that's what ultimately ends up in the milk. All right. Second thing is like, now I'm going to go through the visit, the dairy farm visit. Okay, what I have it. So that's where you will see, what it is happening and why it made me instant vegan. Okay, it's nothing like that. When I visited it, because we had the IBM badge, and we said, hey, we would like to see these things, all right? And IBM is like one of the largest employer, in Vermont. So it's like IBM is God, and anybody works IBM is like, they are praying all the time, because that's the economy is, going in that area. So that's why they don't see us a threat. We just passing by, and we want to look at it. So they assign somebody, said, okay, show these guys the whole operation. First of all, he takes to the operations where all the cows are there, and their 100% milk is being used for ice cream. Okay, this Ben and Jerry ice cream, if you have heard about Ben and Jerry ice creams, that's the whole 100% milk goes for the Ben and Jerry ice creams, in Vermont. Okay, so here we took it to the first place in the cows area. The way they keep the cows is totally filthy. Okay, whatever minimum health regulations they can get by with, that's how they do it in the certain areas. The cow can move a little bit here and there, but nothing much. In Vermont is like cold place. Okay, for 6 months right now you cannot even, the temperature don't go, not 4 months at least. I mean, the temperature never go above 0. Okay, in that environment, what you do, you just feed the cow, milk it, and use it, and there is no really physical movement in what we call it in the movement cell. The second thing is what they do, because they milk the cows 3 times, okay, and they use the machine, which is now kind of a standard thing. Okay? So there is a machine, it's like set the timings like 3.5 minutes for milking. Okay, the 3.5 minutes they put the machine on it, and then now every cow has proper milk. Some produce less, some produce more, but it's the timings are the same, in that sense. So sometimes if the cow has a less milk and still is pumping, when the machine is pumping, you can see the red color coming out of it. Okay, and so I asked the guy, he says, what is this? I mean, he says, well, it's a blood, basically, all right? I said, how would you pass the test? Because all the inspections, all the testing. Well, up to certain ppm we are under the spec, and we make sure that, parts per million, if you're saying, okay. So we are still, because it is accepted, certain amount of the blood in the milk, and if you do the testing, like if you have any testing, spectrometers and trying to find out organic stuff, and you will find that one. So he showed us, and he showed how we are within the spec. Okay, in that one, and if say find more cows like that, then they reduce the time. Okay, but it is still like no more or less the timing point of view. Okay, then every cow they keep pregnant. Okay, every cow, it was like probably I think 400, 500 cows there. Okay, all right, they keep pregnant, and it's all artificial inseminations, and they were because when the cow delivered the first calf, the 2 months is the rest period. Okay, and then they make her pregnant again, because continuous pregnancy, the milk production or milk supply is higher, all right, with this kind of the process. And also every morning and just every feed, they inject hormones, okay, they give you the tablets. It's a various methods, how you can feed the hormones. Now, could you imagine the 70, 80 years ago, and I ask all the questions to them, that if you don't give any hormones to the cow, if they live natural life and pregnant, okay, if they live natural life and pregnant, how much milk 70 years ago cows were producing under natural environment, okay, versus today how much milk the same cow produces, okay, and it's a 3x, okay, you are 3 times more, okay. Before that, you used to have it like morning and evening. You milk the cows 2 times. Okay. My grandmother had milk cows. Okay? So, and when I was young, I used to go and watch these things. In the countryside. In that kind of things. Okay. So here I see. I thought myself. Okay. It is like if you are a slave, whatever amount of work is doing, and you make that slave work 3 times more. How long that guy would last. So what happens to the cow's body after 5 years? Even you keep pregnant, if you give all the hormones, the milk yield drops, because you have taken so much out of the body for this many years. And after that, this situation occurs. So you look at it one after another series of the events. When he was explaining it, of course, I was just asking the questions and you were answering it, and he said, yeah, that's great. You got a high productivity and that kind of things. So you do it, so you continue the two. Okay, and so after that, then what happens? Okay, how long you keep the calf feeding? Okay. So the guy said, 2 or 3 days maximum. Okay, newborn calf. Okay, they said we cannot afford that calf can drink the milk. Okay, so what do? He said, look, we separate from the mother the calf. Okay, this is commercial dairy I'm talking right now. Okay, I'm not talking small dairies or the dairy in the village. Okay, and like the milk production what you use here, 80-90%, maybe 95% is a commercial product. Anyway, what we get in the market. So it's not like something you are getting nice things coming out. Okay. So I said, so can you show us what happens? And there were few calves they were going to ship. And when they were separating the calf from the mother, it was like mother is really after the guy. Okay, running after that, they sense it, they see it. Now she's now going to see the calf, and you can see the cry, the voice that comes out. Okay, and I mean, even though so many years has passed by, I can still hear that voice all the time. Okay, this is what we are doing it that for our product. We are separating the calf from the mother. Okay, so that we can have the milk and all the mithais and all of the stuff what we can enjoy. All right. But the important thing is, if the calf is separated for 2 to 3 days, this cow does not produce any milk. Okay, so shocked, into it, naturally, like someone dies, naturally, even if it is there, the mother, all right, just stop, is in that deep state of shock. You don't produce any milks or anything like that. Okay, and this is the stories when you look at it. Then I said, where do you take the calf? And this dairy was complete. He said, we have a wheel industry.
Oh.
And we use that calf for generating the real meat. When it's called delicacy, basically. Like when you go a high class restaurant, in meat eating, when you spend 50 to 100 pounds a plate, okay, with that kind of the style, not 5-10 pounds, and we go into the restaurant type of the thing. The meat they serve is the veal meat, okay? It is called veal, and it is so tender. So when you put the meat in your mouth, like it dissolves. Okay, it's so tender. I mean, it's not like you have to chew it like a chewing gum or anything like that. So what they do is they take the calf over there and they tie it so the calf don't move. Okay, they feed them iron deficit, food, whatever the iron deficit. Make sure there is no iron in the food. Okay, and that's how they raise to get more and more fat or the meat to raise it, because if you move around the things, you burn a lot of things, okay? So for 6 months they raise it in the dark, okay? They don't see the sunlight, okay? Their area is kind of a very controlled ice, food is iron deficits, and that's what they feed. It's like just raising this calf, and after 6 months they slaughter. Okay, so you torture them for 6 months, and then you slaughter, and that's the meat. It is called veal, VEAL, and that's the standard practice for delicacy. I mean, the people who eat the meat. Okay, so again, this is kind of in general what I saw it with commercial dairy, and I don't believe other commercial dairy will be more humane. Then it's a commercial one, that's why, okay, it's run by the company and big corporation. What they are always worried about their balance sheet, okay, and whatever the stocks, whatever they are looking into it, okay, they are not. And I have seen at least after that 3 dairies, I've seen in India, basically in Gujarat, I mean, Amul dairy is kind of a giant one. They don't keep the cows. They buy the milks, and there are small dairies, all over the places. And I've seen those small dairies and how are they doing. I'll share that experience with you. All right? Yeah.
I just want to switch off that light at the back. I just want to switch off that light at the back.
Okay.
Just one second. Take a minute.
All right. When you go in see,
One.
Take a
uh,
minute. Take a minute.
okay.
Samur.
When you go and see in India the dairies, the small dairy has a different set of the problems. Not the problems what you see in the commercial one. Okay. The small dairy, problems are similar, but in India the things are really worst. Okay, and you can imagine why it is worst. Because there are no rules and regulations. Okay, the dairy person, okay, the dairy in charge or whoever is the one owns the dairy, doesn't have to follow any rules and regulations. Okay, so the adulterations and all other stuff is really worst when you look into the dairy. And everything what they do, they keep the calf like male calf. There is no use except for reproduction. Okay, the usage for the reproduction. There is no other thing. They take the semen out of the calf, and few when they burn, they store it and they use that things for the artificial insemination. It's not like these many bulls are there and doing in the small dairy farms. Okay, which is in India. There are some people do little better, and they keep like one bull, and whichever cows they wanted to take to make her pregnant, that's what they do. They take to the bulls and make her pregnant, and they do it. But I would say 70, 80, maybe 90% of the small dairies use artificial insemination process, and it is a very painful process. If you seen the process, the way they do it, put your hand in the gloves and put it all the way in, in the cows, just, I mean, it's very hard to even describe. There are many YouTube videos, you will see, those kind of things. But generally, we are so sensitive, we don't like to see it. Okay, because the suffering and everything is so high that you don't feel like to see it. Like my wife would never watch it. He said, "That's you, and you just watch it. I don't want to see about it or to be part about it." And plus, there is no rules and regulations. The way they treat the cows, okay, it is kind of a mind-boggling to me. They inject the hormones. Inject means either through the mouth with the tablets or there's many ways. Unbelievable stuff they put it in, which is very detrimental to the cows. Okay, the cow's health, but they don't care. Since every cow is pregnant, so you can imagine it's 100% growth rate. If nobody's dying, what happens is the growth rate, and nobody can exist with 100% growth rate. Right? When you got 10 cows today, the next year is becomes like 20, and let's say 5 of them are male, 15, but that next year becomes 15 cows, and then year after, it's again half of the female cows. And if you look at the population, it will be so high. Nothing, no industry beyond 3-4% growth rate can really exist, survive, because that kind of 100% growth rate kind of bites you. You cannot complete that. Recently there was a Amul Dairy CEO had an interview, and he was just talking about it. In last 30 years, the milk production increased in last 30 years 4x, 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah. But the number of cows increased is only not even 2 times. Okay, so what they did, whatever the cows were there, they made it more efficient to make the produce. Like, if you have the milk production double and number of cows double, then you can see the same thing. But this is the way the Amul Dairy CEO say how efficient they are. I mean, this is how they brag about their efficiencies. Okay, and this is all at the cost of the at the cost of the cows, and how to tailor it, okay, with the controlling diet and feeding the hormones, get the maximum yield, and keeping continuous pregnancy, and then get rid of, after 2 or 3 pregnancies, they get rid of the cow, okay. And naturally what happens, even at the Gujarat state, slaughter is illegal slaughterhouse, too many in Gujarat, okay. And I visited at least 3 to 4 of them, okay, right in Ahmedabad. I mean, if you only take all illegal slaughterhouses, okay, because the place my brother lives, where I say right across is the these Jhupatpatti and Rabari guys and are there, and since he knows us, all right. So whenever I say, so where do you take these old cows and what do you do? So you really want to see it? Come on with me. So taking to Jamalpur area, if somebody is familiar with the Ahmedabad Jamalpur area, okay. And show us these, the way they do it to make halal meat. Is, I don't know, any of you have heard about what is halal meat is? No, for Muslims? No?
They go killing, they say with a prayer.
No, they say the prayer, but they have to drain the blood out while they are alive.
Yeah.
So they take a pointer, like kind of a fork, big pointer fork, and they punch it so many things, and you can see the blood things were coming out, okay, the float out, and slowly the death occurs. So while they are doing it, okay, and this is what, and the way place my brother lives like a Jain society. Everybody gets the milk over there. There are these guys taking these things to the illegal slaughterhouses. Okay, he gets his money for whatever the things he are selling for. Okay. So here at least there are rules and regulations that you cannot, you can slaughter it, but you cannot make the cow suffer. I mean, with the less suffering, you slaughter it. Okay, slaughtering is not a problem. Just slaughter it with a minimum suffering. I mean, so make sure your equipments are sharp and sharpened and everything like that. Okay? Nothing in India. Okay? So sometimes you see by having the no slaughterhouse, the provision like Gujarat is bad one. What are we doing? We are not controlling any illegal slaughterhouse. And the Rabaris, they are not going to keep unproductive cow. Okay? No matter how hard we cry, when somebody is in the business, why would he feed when the cow is not producing enough milk? Okay? Because it costs money for them. So what is it? Live. Alright? Just let it go outside. My sister lives in Palitana. My cousin, Faini Chokri, she lives in Palitana. And near her house there is an open field. And the whole Rabari is like a couple of blocks, maybe 1 block down. So these pregnant cows and everything, wanders around there, okay, because there are open field, try to eat whatever grass it grows and the weeds, whatever they're growing. But in a month, at least 2 to 3 times what happens, the cow delivers the calf right there in that field. The Rabaris guys comes and when they sow it, and if they see it's a male calf, alright, they just leave the calf there, take the cow, and that's it, that guy drives, okay? In our holy city, Palitana, I'm telling you, okay? And then she has to call city, if we have a dead calf sitting here, please come and pick it up, alright? So this is the kind of situation, right in Palitana. So we are not talking, any other place, okay? So you can see how the dairy industries and the way we inflict all the violence to the cows and what we are doing, okay? From cruelty point of view, you don't see that difference even between the meat and milk. Because here you slaughter the cow instantaneously after 3 years. So all beef industry, they raise the cows about 3 years and then they slaughter it, okay? Here, you take it 5 years, you really torture it for 5 years, and then you slaughter it. So, and plus the milk industry is supporting meat industry because now you got all the milk, so the cost of the meat is low. If you don't have any milk production, then naturally, economically, if you look at the law of economics, okay, then all the cost will migrate only to the meat. And the meat will become higher cost, okay. So indirectly, we are really supporting the meat industry by consuming more milk and more this one. It doesn't take energy, it's just simple mathematics. I mean, if you knew anything about economics and some of these areas. So I got in my presentation the statistics of how many cows are there and how many slaughters occurs and all kinds of the things I can provide you. But the net of it, okay, what we are doing with the dairy industry. Now, why in the past in Jain religion the milk is like a secret for Jains and Hindus and everybody else, and the cows are I have my own reason why it was like that. Okay, and I'm going to share with you. Why in the past, why 23 out of 22, 24 Tirthankars, they had the parna after the first tapasya, which is the chat. Okay, they did the parna on a kheer. Okay, only Rishabdev did the parna with the sugarcane juice. Okay, right. So people come to that argument now. Why it was like this and why what makes you think that? It's very tough. Plus the milk we use for all the rituals things, what we do in the temple. And he said, look, this is not right, this is not right, we've been doing it, and they close their ears and then nobody listens to it, okay. The things, if you look into it, when I was young, which is now about 12, 15 years of age, and I used to get the news like about PL 480, American grains, coming to India because India had rationing. If any older people remember the rationing times and rationing days, we have to stand in the line to buy the wheats and the rice and everything like. Means India was not self-supporting as far as the agriculture is concerned. Okay, we were not producing enough grains and vegetables, whatever is needed to feed the population. And since even like 60 years ago it was the situation like that, and we were heavily dependent on America to provide us the needed grains, all right, for our survival. Okay, for our survival. Now you just imagine when we had that situation that time. Now what could have been situation 2000 years ago? Okay, naturally the agricultures were not developed, and when the agriculture is not developed, so you don't produce enough food to feed the population. So what is the next best things that happen? Okay, the cow, you treat the cow properly. Okay, you treat the cow properly and you use the milk. Now they were not ideals, keep in mind that one. Even my grandmother, what she used to do when she used to milk the cow, what she used to do, out of that 4 udders, okay, only she will give 2 udders milk to the calf. Then she will keep the calf nearer, so the cow will still see the calf and she will milk the milk. Okay? And I used to argue with my grandmother, why are you not letting let the calf drink all the milk and then take leftovers? And she said, then there is not much left. Okay? Because no mother produces more milk than what her baby needs. That's the law of nature. And law of nature is no mother under normal circumstances, if you have physical problems or the defects, then it's the one thing. And that's what my grandmother even told me. Okay, that even at that time, okay, right? But they were substituting another vegetables, and otherwise they cannot exist even. I mean, our human life, when we don't have enough grains we produce, and life has to survive, at any cost in reality, in general sense. Individually, we decide, I don't want to live in this area and I want to die. That's one thing. But in general rule is, whatever situations we are in, okay, we have to survive. We don't have to be greedy. Okay, but whatever my minimum need, okay, we need a shelter, we need a food. Okay, under that situation, if we do not have enough grains, the next best thing is the milk. So they were taking the milk, but they were compromising. Okay, they were compromising this, they were keeping, like cow is a part of the family, and they were just using the milk for minimum usage. Even if you look into 60, 70 years ago, where we did not have any refrigerators, right? Only thing, morning milk, you get only that much milk what you need for your teas or whatever you make it. All right, you cannot keep even in the evening. Sometimes the milk will go bad, okay, because of the high humidities or the high temperature variations. Now with the refrigerator comes into the pictures, good packing things comes into vacuum packings and everything. The life expectancy is so high, so of course industry were there, they develop many products. Okay, in the past, like you can't find that much milk products and things because there is no place to store. Okay, there's no refrigerator. So is the amount of milk, because we are consuming so much dairy products, number of cows will go up. And over the period of 70 years, the cow population increased about 7 times. Okay, that's that much cow. And how they got enough supply, because every cow is pregnant. That's why the numbers, if they can go to the continuous rate, they will bring more product, they will create more product, they will make you hooked to this product, and everything is like self-feeding. And number of cows is increasing and these slaughters are going to go up. Okay? The law of economics always says that don't become a part of the problem. If you are a cause of the problem, you will never solve the problem. No matter how much money you give to Jivdaya or any other place. I'm not saying don't give to Jivdaya. But if you are consuming dairy and giving to the Jivdaya, you are the cause of the problem. Now you are trying to solve the problem. Okay? that benefit is not going to be there. That does not mean at least those cow being helped, it is being helped. Okay, so don't feel, misunderstand that way that I'm against it. Okay, but use your own wisdom, okay, to minimize the problem. At least I should not be a part of the problem. Okay, then there is a hope, to solve these problems. Okay, so my thinking in the past, because it was not like now, there was not enough grain even available for those people taking, keeping the cow as humanely as possible. Okay, I don't think anybody sell the milk even at that time. I mean, in the old time, you just look into it. It was not like it's just a survival, kind of the situations, and use that way, treating the cow as part of the family. They are not like sending, the old cow, let's send it out to slaughterhouse or anything. And I knew, like cows were there, for 15 years, the same cow, even if it, gives little less milk or or very low milk, that's not a problem to put it out. And they were, feeding, they're surviving, all that situation. That is my thinking explanation. I'm not saying that, is that the history proof? No, I don't have any proof. I'm just giving my logical explanations into it. Any question? Yeah.
What about organic farming?
Yeah, okay. Now organic. Okay, when you go to the market and you see there is organic milk, I visited about 2 in North Carolina organic milk, dairy farms. Okay, I will eat. I think no. The organic milk, while the cows are producing the milk, they do very well. Means they don't inject any hormones. Okay, they do keep cows pregnant. Okay, but there is enough area, large area, cows move around. They feed them the green grasses. They don't, substitute this other 20% product, slaughterhouse waste, nothing. They take care of it very well. However, okay, they keep the cows pregnant. Their calves, after 3 days, they separate it. Okay, they take it to the slaughterhouses and everything. And even the cow, after 6 years, they go to slaughterhouse.
Same milking
So
process.
same thing. During the milking time, they do it very well. Okay. So now you have to decide. Okay, because during the milk prime time they are taking care good, but the calves are being. If they let the calf drink all the milk, there is not much there. So you're not going to get anything. Okay, but their yield from the cows are kind of a natural yield. Okay, that is because of other things. So commercial things, guys are making like 3x milk. Okay, this one is like a 1x or 1.2x. Because of some high protein diets. They do some, but it is nicely they are doing it. And that's why you see the cost is like double or sometimes more than double in the national milk.
Is the milking
But
process-
all the cruelty before and after, okay, before means they are the same.
The milking process also is automated, I presume.
No, they are doing it no hand also. No, they do very well. I'm not saying, but very well in that sense, only to that narrow window of the opportunity where they make the operations. Okay. But I have seen it, sometimes they use the machine, but they are very, very careful. I mean, I've seen that one. That's why I say I don't want to condemn everything. So, okay, when you see the certain things properly, they are doing it properly from their point of view. But yeah.
In your life, what is the substitute for milk you use? I mean, in your daily
There are enough substitutes available, like the soya milk, the rice milk, the almond milk. Okay. Now we make enough junk food the same way what you are making it using the soya milk. Okay. All the sweets we make it and everything. And like I've been doing it that things for 17 years.
Can you make yogurt out of soya?
Yes. What happens is the way we do it. Okay, I'm doing it. In the only thing is the first culture you use the regular yogurt culture. Okay, and then the things come. Okay, It's an art, it's not a science. I mean, that you have to keep the right temperatures, and I don't know, my wife does it, all this thing, I never enter kitchen, so don't ask me any questions about the food, I'll give you my telephone number, and you can just call her, and she will tell you all about it,
Do
okay?
you boil the soya milk?
Huh?
Like, like when we do apply dahi curry, दूध में तो आपने boil कर ले, पची कर ले, do you boil the soya milk to અને પછી yogurt કરે?
Mrs. ને પૂછવું પડે.
Again, I don't know the detailed process, but the best thing is I can give you some other number, okay, like one of my friend's wife, okay, she's very good. My wife always buys from the store the yogurts, and initially she did it everything, and then it did not become consistent. Somehow she was not doing it right, or whatever the environment needs to be done. So she find out easier way. Just go to health food stores and buy the soy yogurt. Okay.
Can I just say that we got some example
We
packagings?
we have a Jain vegan groups here. Okay, and what they can answer you the questions, or this related food related question they can answer you, or if they don't have the answer, they will get you the answer. Okay, we'll give you the website.
Put your email addresses down,
and everything. And here is the
And there's
this
some-
what you will see. Okay, I think they will display it. You can look at all that one, but I think everything can be done. Like couple of numbers I know, they are very very much in it in the food and how to do it, and with excellently I can tell you in America, these are the 2 or 3 people you can ask any questions about curry and how to do these things.
And paneer.
Everything. Okay. They will be able to guide you.
પણ આપણે જૈન પ્રમાણે કઠોળ ને દહીં મિક્સ ના કરાય ને એટલે એ પ્રોબ્લેમ થાય ને.
Now, 1 minute, you have to keep in mind that the kathol and the dahi is the cow's milk.
Cows.
These are both kathol. These are both what I'm trying to bring it
I
out.
mean on the starting culture milk નો હોય ને.
Starting culture to pachi to you do not, but then you use the next day you use this culture, not the other one. Only the first time. Like let's say if you're making the milk in yogurt, the first culture you use it. Once it is there, now you use that culture for the soya to other one. Then you got to use the soya culture to. So even if it is there, amount is there, it is very very low. So it is not like this is a kathol to kathol. I mean it is nothing like regular milk yogurt, but it is a kathol. Soya is very problem. Starting try to get one. I think you
Actually, you can using coconut.
Again, ladies are more freed out to do like initially, when I become a vegan, alright, my wife thought that this is Smashan Vairagya, we need 2 to 3 weeks now, I'll be back, okay? When she realized that I'm serious, then she became a vegan after that, by default.
Yes.
See, what happens is, she's not going to cook just for one person, and there are 2 people in the house, okay, there's nobody else, okay? And it took her a while to really, because she likes chicken. I mean, any place she will give up everything to eat chicken. It's that one. It's just about 5-6 years ago, she quit the chicken also. But I mean, that it took that long just to she would be, everything is vegan except when chicken comes, when we go to some place, any wedding ceremonies, any other place, if there is a chicken, she said, this one I cannot say, so how much, we are so much victim, of that kind of
And how about your ice cream?
Huh? There is enough, soy ice cream. So everything's in there.
What about ghee on rotli?
Huh?
On rotli, ghee?
See, here is the one, like if you see, why don't you come over here, bring it over here and show it. No, see, bring all your stuff here and pass it on to everybody, like, no, these are
Alright,
the...
fine. Okay. Alright, fine. Okay.
Just to pass it on,
Pass it.
all the stuff, and let everybody see it, okay?
So,
Okay, let's.
1 minute, please.
I became vegan when I was.
Just stand up now, and just, so everybody will, at least hear you.
yeah, go on.
Whatever it is. Okay.
I became vegan when I was 15. I was actually inspired by my Masa Masi. I think you might know them, Rajni Masa, Varsha Masi in LA.
Uh-huh.
I think they're friends of yours. These connections. But when you're young and you're very idealistic, so you decide something and you're like, okay, that's it. So you become like, almost like you said, like an instant vegan. And then you figure out a way. And we were really lucky, my brother and I, because my mom also supported us. And so at home she cooked for us, and she's very creative. She's actually going to come in a few minutes hopefully. So she makes like amazing kadhi and gulab jambos and like basically everything she makes. So it's like we never really missed out on anything. And then when we went to university, we had to, because we were here in the UK, so then we had to figure out all these alternatives. And actually, every year it becomes easier and easier. Like now, like there's so many things.
Oh,
And,
like I say, now I don't think you can miss it even anymore.
before you had to go to like a health food store. Now you can even get everything in Tesco. So it's become a lot easier in that way.
So you could get vegan gulab jambos, could you?
I'll have to ask my mom to make them for you.
Okay.
Sagu makes really nice barfi though, doesn't he? And my question though is actually something that I'm struggling with now, because recently I've also started trying to give up some root vegetables. So like onions, garlic, potatoes, and these things. And it's made me re-examine some of this stuff, because some of this stuff has like potato starch in it. So it's fine, I just need to like maneuver around it again. But the other thing, for me it's okay because vegan is my baseline, so then I can kind of build from there. But I have some friends that, they're trying to do everything right, like at the same time, so it's very hard to go from one place to suddenly giving up dairy as well as potatoes and maybe trying to give up onion, garlic. So I kind of really feel for them, and it's hard to do both, but I was wondering from a Jain perspective also. Sometimes when we're talking about these things, they're talking about how, like, in potato, there's, like, infinite or
Infinite.
uncountable.
Infinite.
So
Ananta.
when you think about that, you just think, oh gosh, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
that's Ananta.
I generally tell you, don't entertain that question, that kind of.
Oh, really?
I'll give you my answer. Okay? I'm not going
Yeah,
to.
please,
The
please.
reason I say, let me explain you why I'm saying it. Okay. Since I'm a chairperson of Jain Education Committee,
Yeah.
all right, our committee has first decision made. If we can keep our children vegetarian and stay away from drugs and liquor, we accomplished it. Okay, we don't go into root vegetables at all. We don't make any statement even it is good, not good, why to. If you look at all my education books, the root vegetables is not indicated. We don't even entertain the subject. The reason is it is after all vegetables. Okay, and if I go into that level, I lose everybody. Okay, so we draw the line. Okay, we draw the line. He said, look, children born in America. Now let me tell you some of the problems what we are facing. Okay, from a distance, you people like that, oh, everything is hunky dory in America, and everybody is looking, guidance from Americans, right? That's let Americans do it, everything's like that. Okay. In spite of all the things what we do in education, all right, none of children born in America are active in Jain society. Not a single one, including, I have two daughters around 40 years of age. Okay, one is 42, another 38. Okay, and with all Jain education even, okay, they are not active at all, I would say, in the Jain societies where they live. Okay, and it's not in my case. All my committee members whose children were very good knowledgeable, they don't actively participate, they don't go to the temples, they don't participate in the Jain affair, Jain societies, all the activities. However, if there are immigrants at that age, let's say 40 years of age immigrants or 35 years of age, 30 years coming from India, they are very much involved in the Jain society, the temple, the rituals, okay? Somebody will manage the newsletter, somebody will manage, all necessary functions of the Jain societies. Okay, if you look at their age, then you will find out they are all immigrants, okay? Now, when we started Jaina and all the Jain society, we thought we are doing it for our children, okay? And after 30, 40 years, what we are seeing it, that actually our children are away from Jainism, okay? They are just away from Jainism. One of the reasons is the traditional Jains who migrate from India, or those who are very sincere and hard workers. So keep in mind that one. The traditional Jains are the most sincere, hard workers, contribute and running the society all the time. Okay? But they would not change. They want our children to practice the way they are practicing it without any change. And this is a Y generation. When you go and ask that one simple question, they will not answer. Well, that's the way we are doing it, and you got to do it. So that turns them off. My daughters will tell, please leave, give us the power, give us the responsibility, and let us do it our way. Okay? And no adults are ready. They talk, okay, but they are not ready to give. And that's why a big disconnect we have it. And I see it here also the similar things. The similar things may be little different. Another thing you have to keep in mind, we have a 70% of our children marrying non-Indians. I'm not talking about non-Jains.
Yeah.
Jains to Jain marriage occurs like maybe 10% at the most, okay? But the 70% of our children marrying non-Indians, okay? So it's like basically Americans, whatever the ethnics know, Italians, Mexican. My own daughter married that way. She married two Americans. So I got two granddaughters that way. Okay, so man. So we decided not only me, all my committee members, children, they are all vegan. Okay, they are in 30s and 40s. I never found anybody who works in my committee, they may be vegan or not, but the children are always vegan. Okay, we estimated about 15% of Jain youths are vegan. Okay, we don't have that problem. Less than 1% adults are vegan, but somewhere around that number appears all the time. Actually, YJA convention is more than 20%. Okay. So when you look into that kind of the statistics, so they know what they are doing, but they don't want to just go. And with regard to Kanmur, also, okay, after all it is vegetables. Okay, now Anantakai and infinite, we all know these things. Okay, I can explain you and I can spend you another half an hour on that one. But we are not going to go anywhere because the regular vegetables, we call it asankhya jivovaj, innumerable. There is no one soul. Okay, when you take the cabbage, the flower, one atom has one soul, but you always have innumerable atoms. So there is innumerable souls. While when you talk about root vegetables, there are infinite. Now this is in Jainism. They don't tell you when does the innumerable stops and infinity begins. There's no definition except like Mukshmat Prakashik. He explained one nice chapter about that one. Pandit Todramalji has given you a good explanation. How does this innumerable stops and infinity begins? Okay. Similarly, like in Jainism, the way they count, there are 4 different ways. First is numerable, means countable. You can count. Okay. Then the second group is innumerable. Okay. Sankhya. Asankhya. Okay. Then infinity. Okay. Anant. And then Anantana. Okay. The infinity times infinity. Okay. Now all these things are based on the faith. There is no proof. Okay. When you talk about it. Okay. Now I said let's go for Sankhya. Okay, only the human population, Jainism believes, is a sankhya, numerable, you can count. The human population of all, 15 continents, by the 5 Bharat, 5 Iravat, 5 Mahavides, and the 2.5 continents. I mean, if you knew Jain universe, then you can figure it out. And in a maximum number, that countable, do you remember the maximum number of that?
Yeah, 27 nines.
Huh?
27 nines.
27 nines. Okay, it's like 10 to the power 28. If you really put it into it, you add one more, and it's like it's like 28 0. 10 to the power 28. 10 to the power 28 means ekada upar 28 0. Okay. Up to these things, this is you count it. Beyond that is incounted. So Pandit Todramalji explains in Moksha Prakasha that the way the boundary occurs is very simple. You keep counting until you reach to the point you cannot count anymore. Then you add one more, it becomes innumerable, from numerable. So the minimum difference, if you read the chapters, okay, Pandit Todramalji beautifully explained that one also. Okay. So if you read the things, that the minimum difference between Sankhyat and Asankhyat, or numerable and innumerable, is 1. Now the same logic continues. So from innumerable you come to the point where this is it, then you add 1, then it becomes infinite. So the minimum difference between the two is just 1. Okay? And this is not mine, this is from the Pandit Todramal's book I'm talking to it. And same thing from there to infinite, and then from infinite. So it is a qualitative measure. When you really talk about it, okay, here is not a, but sometimes we Jains are extremists, always. If you do the fast, you can continue fasting for 8 days or a month or 2, and sometimes, everybody does 8 days, I got to do 15, okay. We are always, in that sense.
Right.
We become more, and that's why we have been criticized. Jaina Education Committee has been criticized by many Jains. Okay, you guys are not teaching Jainism to our youth. Okay, I said that take over and take it. Nobody will listen to you anyway. Okay, because of that tradition. Look at the sutra thing. Now, like when I grew up in India, first things you go to Pathshala and you learn sutras. You memorize it, right? One after one. I studied like all Panch Pratikaman and Nausmaran, everything memorized. Alright? Here we started that class. We prepared the book, we started the class. You got to understand, we have 40 Pathshalas, okay? We have 3,500 students in these 40 Pathshalas. Everybody uses the book we prepared. My committee prepares, okay? Sutra classes, they begin about 9 or 10 centers. Within 6 months, they close. No children would like to. First day you find 20 comes now, then within after 2 months, 2 or 3 left, trickling things in, and they just stop it. Okay? When you teach us, we don't want to just memorize the things without understanding. He says, can you teach us the meaning first? Now, who would teach them the meaning? Because the teacher has to know the meaning of that one, all right? So, it is a different culture. We are slowly evolving it, but we have a significant resistance on it, and we are not going to entertain Kanmu period in our literature. Okay, that's why I told you, I generally don't like to, I can give you the things, but then it gets, sometimes the words get carried away different way. And this is what, here is the Jaina Education Committee believes these things, and here is you follow what I'm trying to bring it out, and when this thing happens, okay, whichever intentions and how we are making it, it gets lost. Okay, so we always say, as long as our children are vegetarian, okay, I'm not going to worry about it. And if they wanted to study more, they can always, individually, if somebody does not eat root vegetable, it is always better, because tyag and tapascharya, okay, both are the prime principles of Jainism. Okay, so if you do that one, that is good. Well and good, should continue to do it. Okay, anything which you can quit, you have control over it, you should do it. Okay? Just 1 minute. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Pravin Bhai, just going back to what Menka was asking, I remember in one of your lectures you talked about the concept of developed souls. So, is that kind of where the question can be answered? Like a cow being a five-sensed is a very well-developed soul
Oh yeah.
compared to an infinite.
Okay, I'll explain you because that I discuss it. That non-violence is the prime principle of Jainism. Okay, I know that's. However, life cannot exist without violence. That is also equally true. Okay, that we cannot live on inorganic food. Okay, we have to have the organic food, which is life. Okay, so how do you balance it? If there is no life, what good the religion is? Okay, so we have to survive. Okay, we have to survive. So Jainism is explaining you that you should live a life with a minimum violence. That is the key. Even though non-violence is the prime principle. For monks and nuns, the rules are different. Because monks and nuns say, okay, for your existence, you do, somebody else has prepared the food, you go and only get just enough quantity that they don't have to recook. Okay? They don't have to, that's what they're saying, you go to many different places, alright, takes little small quantity, that did not give a pinch, they have to, recook. That's why for them it's like totally non-violent life, okay, because nothing is done for them and everything is done for us, and from that, whatever 2%, 3% we can spare, we give it to them, but we are still doing it. I'll come to, I know the
ભાવ હિંસાની વાત કરી ત્યાં આગળ દ્રવ્ય હિંસા તો થાય છે કે નહીં?
No. So again, the point what I'm trying to, Jainism is only Bhav Pradhan religion. Jainism is not what you do, how you're doing it. Okay. If you think that Jainism, if I get rid of my clothes, then okay, then is it really what I could be still egoistic, without the clothes. That is not the Jainism. But karma only attaches due to bhav. Karma don't attaches due to my physical action. Due to my physical action, okay? It's like I give you in the classroom one example. If the doctor does the surgery in patient dies, okay? And somebody kills somebody. If you look into it, both have the same dravya hinsa. The doctor killed the patient. I mean, it is that way, right? Yeah. And somebody killed the person, okay, robbing him or whatever it is. While the doctor, that intention for the doctor is to save the patient. We don't take him to and call the police and say, look, this guy shot, this guy killed the patient, even though the dravya is the same. What Jainism is saying, it is not what you do and what it happens. It is what is your intention behind it. And that is the whole entire Jainism is a Bhav Pradhan religion. Okay? And in the Bhav Pradhan religion, when we bring Dravya things, okay, Dravya things should help to do the Bhav. Okay, I'm not denying that. Okay. If I have possession and I talk about non-possessiveness, I'm cheating myself. Okay, I'm not. So, it's a non-possession will help me to become possessiveness. Yeah. Okay, but that doesn't mean all non-possessive people are possessiveness. Okay, if you ask the beggar, sometimes he has only one pot, but he may be so much attached to it that he will keep it to the right. Yeah. While somebody has so much stuff, they say, okay, few things gone, I don't worry about it. Okay, so it is not like all dravya things are related to the bhav. That less I have, I'm less possessive. Sometimes the less you have, more possessive you become. They're all individual. I'm not saying everybody is like this or everybody is like that. Okay. So what I'm trying to bring it out, for Jainism point of view, we are only talking bhav. Okay. That doesn't mean you hold $10 million in the bank and saying I'm a good job. I'm not defending that one. That is situation. But to give that importance on that one, that's where the things come. because of how important is the most important, and that's what the Jainism is all about. So we are carried away in a wrong subject. I'm just wanted to, 1 minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Anybody else has a question first? I'll answer.
Now I want to come back to the dairy farming question because we have actually diverted
If you have anything on a dairy farms and dairy farm related, because let's stick to the subject, okay? Because we can carry it away with your root vegetables. And so the point what I was talking, the minimum violence is needed. And the minimum violence, the way Jainism has defined the 5 sense, any living being with the 5 sense in mind, okay, has a maximum pain when you hurt them because of the mind. And the maximum pain means maximum violence. The number is not a matter. What I mean by that, and the scripture as an example, if one guy asks Guru that if I kill an elephant, I'm just hurting one life, I'm taking one life away, and I have a food for 1 month. Okay? Why? For that 1 month, I have to kill 100 plants. Okay? Now, which one is the less violent? And the Guru answer, it is not the number of the souls or number of living beings you are hurting, is what is in the Gnan Gun. Gnan Gun. Gnan Gun ketlo vikshit છે. And more number of the senses, he has, because only human can attain liberation. Right? Why? Why? Because we are the only one can decide right from wrong. Other than the human, what is their prime function? There are 2 things they do other than human: existence and procreation. All other than the human is the only one can really decide right, wrong. We can do it wrong, we can go to 7th hell, or we can attain the liberation. We are the only one avenues going in that extreme.
But animals
And some animals, yes.
Panchendriya
Sagni, I'm not saying don't bring into the not when you're talking about it, you are talking about the very limited one.
I mean, animals also have brains.
I agree with you. Yeah. Okay.
They have to be
No, I
respected.
do agree with you. I'm not denying, but these are small quantities of the number. For human, it's all. That's why I'm trying to bring it out to you that human is the only way you can attain liberation. So that animals have some animals do get some kids, like the dog is faithful, all right, and that's still the deciding right.
I'm trying to emphasize the feelings.
Yeah, understand. The feeling is there, but the human has the highest feeling, and that's why we are putting. And plus, we are human. I mean, I personally don't have to get into too much time waste on the animals and insects and rat and cows. I mean, that is not the point. So, point what I'm trying to bring it out, that minimum violence is because we can exist on one sense, okay, which is earth, water, fire, plants and vegetables, right? So we Jainism recommends for Shravak and Shravika, for lay people, okay, you can use this one sense for your existence. The food from the one sense means we breathe the air and we drink the water, right, and we eat vegetables. These are all life. Okay, we are killing them. There is no doubt about it. It's a wrong choice of word, no killing, but we are using them. And when you consume it, they are all dead. Okay, it's not like something that occurs. Okay, but without that, we cannot attain liberations anyway. I mean, we cannot exist. So it is allowed in that sense. Okay, only minimum, not for our luxury. Okay, whatever minimum needed for our survival, we should do it and we should use it. Okay, so that's what he was talking about. So this is how the life we have to live. Any waste we do is a violence. Okay, anything waste we do is a violence. Right? Now, what is your question now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your presentation has been very powerful. Your own personal journey to be able to establish a situation that milk which we are consuming in this commercial world was only meant for the calf and nobody else. You've established that very, very clearly. કે એનું કોઈ વધારાનું કોઈ છે જ નહીં. એની વાસ્તે જ હતું આ. તમારા પોતાના ગ્રાન્ડમધરની બી તમે વાત કરી હતી. Where you were very uncomfortable as well. at that stage, right? હવે એ વાત તો પૂરી થઈ ગઈ ને આઈ એમ વેરી કન્વિન્સ્ડ ઓન દેટ. બટ એઝ એન ઓલ્ટરનેટિવ જે મારે અહીંયા કેવી હતી, ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ અહીંયા આગળ અહિંસા મિલ્ક કરીને છે, અહીંયા કદાચ તમે તો સાંભળ્યું હશે, આ કૃષ્ણ કોન્શિયસનેસ અથવા જે વોટફોર્ડમાં હરે કૃષ્ણ ટેમ્પલ, ત્યાં આગળ 200 ગાય છે, ત્યાં આગળ 200 cows છે, એન્ડ દે આર પ્રોડ્યુસિંગ. અત્યારે તો એકચ્યુઅલી દે આર રનિંગ એટ ફૂલ કેપેસિટી, કે હવે દે આર નોટ ટેકિંગ એની ન્યૂ ઓર્ડર્સ ફોર ધ મિલ્ક આઈધર. હવે એમાં કોઈ તમને કોઈ એવો ખ્યાલ આવે છે કે ત્યાં આગળ કોઈ
Unless you go and spend a week there and see from the beginning to the end process. That's my
Okay.
style. Like I went to Pandrapur and see how they are treating the animals.
Right.
Okay? I don't hear and listen to anybody else.
No,
I
I'm-
find it is I want to come and spend 2 days in Pandrapur. That's it. So when you do that one, you meet the people, you chit chat, things, you find out. Like I went to a Jain dairy, and I think the last my email, if you have received it, you may have read my email. Whatever, this is a Jain dairy. Now, I'm not naming,
No,
okay,
barabar.
just telling you.
Yeah.
This is, we 2 people went there, okay? The past president of Los Angeles Society, Ramesh Doshi and myself, we both went over there. No, Ramesh was not a vegan, okay? See what happened to Jain dairy. They have 30 cows, okay? They were, children are staying there studying Jainisms, all right, and they go to schools and regular school also. But they are learning the Jainism while they are staying. And this Jain dairy, this organization believed that we should provide the milk to the children from us. But so they got the dairy, they got 30 cows, okay? So the head trustees, 2 of us, we went there, we knew him, okay? So we went there and he showed us the tour, and finally he comes to the dairy and give the guy, the dairy person said, look, please answer them whatever they have, show them the whole dairy, and he left, okay, which was nice things, he left. So what happened, the dairy person, the in charge man, and we 3 of us sit down, all right, he gave us the tour first. After tour, we sit down and I said, look, I got now few questions if you can answer. I said, is this 30 cows pregnant? Okay, he said, yeah, every one of them pregnant. Okay, fine. How do you make the pregnant then? Okay, so we have one bull, we keep it, and then he just showed us the bull. Okay, this is the bull. Whichever cow I want to make her pregnant, I take it to the bull, and within 2 nights or 3 nights at the most, okay? And we know when the cow is pregnant. The people who take care of that one, they know the characteristics. This is a pregnant cow. I said, fine. Now, this 30 cow delivers 30 calves, okay? 30 cows every year. 15 of them male, 15 of them female, because it's a natural, all right? So I said, what do you do with the male calf? He said, well, the male calf, we don't have any use, and nobody has any use, okay, except just for reproduction, all right?
Yeah.
So what we do, he said, we give it to the Pandrapur. That's it, we take it to the mother. I said, how long do you keep, with the mother, the calf? He said, maximum 6 months, okay, not 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, but the maximum 6 months. I said, fine. Now, when you are going to take that calf away from the mother, what happens? And his answer. This is a beautiful answer, he said. He said, actually, the mother cow knows day before that we are going to take the calf away. This is, they're sensitive, okay? The mother cow, okay? Even though you don't know.
Can you
okay?
repeat that, please?
Yeah?
Can you say that again?
The day before, the mother cow will know that calf, they are going to take away my calf.
will be separated.
Okay, for the separation, all right? Once we take the calf away, they are sometimes kilo ukhadine, they go after them and they hurt it. Okay? And if they cannot do that one, sometimes they break the rope, okay, they're showing so. And if they can't do it, they cry. Not only they cry, but for next 2 days you don't get any milk out of the cow. Okay, now this is the Jain dairy. When you have to, why are they doing it? Since Pandrapur is run on charity, So does this organization around on charity. It's nothing like that. No, this is not something commercial. All right? And I asked that question. He says, why do you have to do it? Why didn't you keep it? No? What about that? He said, do you realize how much it will cost the way we keep these cows and the way we treat them? Because while they are there, it is like organic dairy. Okay? They feed them green grass. No, there is enough space to move around them. Area is superbly clean. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Okay, so I mean, you can see any ideal situation, it's all there. They all exist. And yet, all right, so, okay, we understand that. Now, for these 6 months when the calf is there, how much milk you give them, the calf? No. Are they drinking all the milk they need? Because this is the thing. He said, no. We give only 1 ounce milk. Okay, so 75% is we do it for our children, and 25% we ask that milk calf to drink. When Ramesh Doshi heard it, he just told me, unbelievable. He said, I can see even Jain Dairy does like this. Okay, who else will do with that kind of the situation? All right. So, so we asked that one. But since this calf, which is only you feed 25%, how about the he said, well, there is a commercial product available from the market, which is nothing but that they call it protein. And he showed the bag. Okay, we put that powder, put the water in it, and that's what we drink. And we know what is the situation, so I don't have to even explain to you. Okay, this is the kind of the things they do it to get the milk. But if we allow them, the calf, to drink all the milk she needs, very little milk will be there. Okay, and when the very little milk will be there, there's no justification. Right? Then we asked one more question. He says, do you buy any commercial milk at all? Okay, number of students we have, this milk from 30 cows, we are not able to even feed them 50% of those people. So we buy the 50% of the milk from the outside. So I said, why can't you increase the 60 cows from 30? He said, the cost is so high for little milk. Okay? So they use also, they do very good things like the urine and the extracts, the cow, they use for Ayurvedic medicine. And they do that. The process, you can see it also. So, they are trying to make as productive as possible. But still, you cannot compete commercially. The cost is going to be exorbitantly high. At least, they're saying 3 to 4x cost for that milk, 1 liter cost over there versus from the commercial. So what happens, all the trustees are business people. I said, here's the so cheap, why are you doing it? Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you, no matter how hard you try, is there any substitute, is there anything like that, you will not find it. Okay, the substitute is only with the product. May not like my answer, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I have some connection with the Hare Krishna. Somebody
No,
who works
but
in.
I know that. Okay.
I'm going to find out.
So what you do, instead of finding it connection, just spend 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Because then you know in and out of it. Okay. When you spend yourself with at least this background, what I give.
Yeah.
Okay. Plus, you do your own homework and find out. Okay. And if you find anything, share with me.
Sure.
Okay, I'm just trying to do so that I can educate myself. I know we have a Hare Krishna things are in West Virginia, which is too far off for me to even go over there. And if something is there in Ahmedabad, then I might try. Okay, to do it every time.
Are you free around here before you go? That I can take you to the Hare Krishna? It's only about half an hour.
From here? Yeah, or maybe right after this one.
Yeah,
If
Would you like to take one?
Yeah, if you
Just
want
to get the
go,
feel?
I don't mind going. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm free this afternoon. Okay. Then you have to drop me wherever I have to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can talk about this Ahimsa milk.
Yeah.
They came to do a presentation at SCVP
1 minute, go ahead now.
SCVP school chain,
Yeah.
Jain school chain. They came to do a
Sure.
presentation. Organic milk, if they do the right way, but the cows are artificially inseminated.
All right, then
Yeah, they done that, and the cows are not killed. When the cows stop the milk production, the cows
They're
are
left
allowed to
in the-
leave.
yeah,
They're allowed
okay.
to leave. They're not slaughtered before their
Hmm.
time comes. Because the people ask that question, artificially they
Yeah.
have done that. Organic chair,
Okay.
So they do artificial insemination?
Yes,
Okay.
they do that. And the milking is done with the machines.
Yeah.
And
Did they say anything about what they do with the calves?
with the
Whether
Yeah,
separation,
they-
because that's the main thing. Isn't it?
Like,
And the calves,
I
what they
forgot
do with the
them.
calves?
I
and the-
forgot them.
Not to worry.
I had checked.
I mean, we can go, I can go
Cows are
with you.
not
I mean, okay, come on.
before they
I don't have a
die.
problem. I'm
And,
more interested
organic
in
Yeah,
this
because
one.
you
Not
can
in-
see that because I go there quite
proper
often,
feed.
so-
I mean,
Right.
not animal feed, but artificially inseminated and milking machine and they're not killed before their time.
Can I make a comment about this
So
topic?
anyway, I mean,
Yeah, you may.
this is the kind of the story. Sometimes you hear something and you believe in it because you like to believe it, okay? And something opposite you hear it, you don't like to believe into it, all right? Best thing is experience yourself, okay? Unless and until you experience it, huh?
Oh.
That one. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to? All I wanted to say was, fundamentally, what we're talking about, whether you find a perfect way of raising cows and making them produce milk, or whether it's always going to be a commercial thing, and we're talking about exploiting a 5-sensed being at the end of the day. That's what we must never forget, that this is a 5-sense being which we're being forced to be born into this world so that milk can be produced, and they're always going to be our slaves in that sense because we want milk from them. Do we really need to do that if there is a viable alternative? A plant-based alternative. Ultimately that's the question, I think. That's all I wanted to comment on.
No, I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
that, but basically is people have a curiosity and see, we are culturally ingrained, consuming the milk, right? I tell you, my own reluctance, like when my daughter became, I thought she's crazy, who's going to get married? And who is going to marry her? No, that kind of things I know as my father, right? So, but she is very deterministic person. Now, when she is a deterministic person, so she said, both mom and dad, this is my life. Please don't bother me. Okay, that's very, in a real sense. That's what she's saying. Okay, I may not be exactly word, but okay, this is my life, and I got to live the way I want to live. And she is living very Jain life. I mean, there is no doubt about it. Okay, she's always in the humanitarian works. She's always volunteering there. The Hope Lines and humanitarian works. She wouldn't go to temple and do puja or anything like that. But that's her style.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not saying this is right or wrong.
No.
That's her style.
Everybody's got their own.
Okay, everybody has their own way of doing it. Eh?
She's more practical in
Yeah, it's again, then when you understand it. But
Yeah.
sometimes, if you don't understand it, and mother will say, no, you got to do this one, no, you got to do, all these things. So that's where the whole situation comes. I think we should, running out of the time.
Yeah.
We are in a more overtime situation.
One more comment.
Would you like to mention the talk by G?
Yeah.
I know you talked
Yeah,
about
okay, let me have it. I think I told you in the beginning time that the girl Gina was like, in 1992, she is the one, told me about the beginning. Yeah, we are done. Just tell them we are done. Okay? She's going to be here, and there is a session on September 22nd, Sunday.
Yeah.
Right? And she will be, she's a medical doctor now. She's 42, now she's 43 now, something like that. Okay? She's a medical doctor. She's been vegan since she was 21, or maybe earlier, maybe 19 or 20. Whatever her name is, Gina Shah. Okay. Yeah?
Where is it going to be at?
Shall I,
It's a
Yes, please, yeah.
4 to 6:30
Oh.
time. Okay, age where, and maybe you
Yeah.
can give the email address to him and you can pass
So,
it on.
yeah,
pass it on.
this is being.
But now you can see the young person, you know, talking to you, not the 72 years
Yeah.
old guy, but no, and the physical doctor. I mean, she's a medical doctor. I mean, okay, so the medical doctors and doing all the. She was also before she was employed for CDC with all these, you know, doing all the data collections and all everything. So she has a good experience, you know, of that one. So, you know, pass it on the words, no, don't, because if she tells it, people will believe it more than I tell that one, okay? So that's the situation, but it's on Sunday.
If you leave
22nd
your
of,
email addresses, we
September.
can give you all the details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a 4 to 6 p.m. Location is the Edgeware, all right, and clicking here to sign up, but anyway, she's a
Okay.
vegan long before even I was. She must be
Yeah, sure.
vegan for at least 20 years plus. Okay.
Okay, that-
There's plenty of flyers you can take away.